Hello and welcome, or at least I hope welcome. Plethora of technical issues hit me just before the stream. I think all the audio is going through, yeah. The software that kind of does the microphone needed updating, and when I updated it, it had to restart, like the whole system, and then came back and it had changed everything, so it was all going through this amplifier thing, and and that was just the start. Blue Sky appears to be knackered. Basically, it took 5 minutes for a post to happen, and then I can't go on my profile and set myself live. My during the week, the camera did an update as well, and I was massively zoomed in on the screen. So I don't know what the hell happened there. I changed all that settings. So yeah, eventful. Maybe it's detected the fact that I've nearly finished the streaming PC that I've been building. Just a little. I don't need it. It's just a little project. In theory, I might be getting fiber broadband. It's not full fiber. It's like what they call to the cabinet fiber. But yeah, it should see a huge speed increase, which should allow me to do this higher res streaming stuff. But yeah, so I'm checking all the settings just to make sure I am alive and it's all happening. And there's stuff on Twitch. I think we're okay. Um, so we will crack on. I have been hugely busy on this save. As I noted, I haven't finished because you can't really finish Factorio. But I did on my version 2.1 closed beta playtest save. I went whatever it was, 60,000 kilometers to the shattered planet, which is the only distance achievement I didn't have on that one. And then I did a little bit of fiddling around, and I kind of lost a bit of interest. So I picked this one up, and I was sort of a bit worried because the whole plan of this sort of series was to get through it, in the summer, basically have it as a thing. And last week we did the longer stream where I put in some of the wall but didn't quite finish that. So I wanted to do that because I hadn't done these bits down the bottom here. I don't think I'd done the side either. I think I'd sort of put in the blueprints but hadn't actually filled it in, I think. But as you can see, it's not actually much wall, but there are a lot of nests down here. It's just we ended up with these really nice choke points. Well, certainly two of them are, because this is almost, the bottom of an island in a way. I haven't done the biter zoo. I've done a little checklist here. You can use the pin. This is quite a good use for the pins, actually, just doing a bit of a project management checklist. So we have the biter zoo to do. In the time it's taken me to do all of the other stuff that I'll explain in a minute, I did several things in. But I still think it's a good choice because we'll probably have to, have a bit of a tough fight with them because they're quite evolved now, the biters. Let's just see if I can do a nice one. There we go. So we're at 0.79, so we are quite evolved, given we can't, we don't get artillery until Volcanus and etc. etc. So, but we are walled in, and I would say in a good, strong way, and that we've got lasers all around. So that was one of the types of things that, I like sort of waited for it to make all the lasers and all the guns and all the ammo that we needed. So it's all ready. There's no bots flying around filling in. What are you lads doing? Oh, I guess you are doing some filling in, are you? They'll probably be going down here, I guess. Yeah, so that was we're now, thoroughly walled in, but you'll also see that the train network is extended. We now have patches being mined here, so we've got an iron ore. I've got some dead miners already. We've got some iron ore up there. We will take this uranium. This is what I'm about to do. This first thing we'll do is the uranium, as you see on the checklist. We've got to mine some uranium. So that's more, to be totally honest. I'm not actually fussed about switching to nuclear power, not least because I put some more solar in. But we need the what they call the turbines for Volcanus, so we can do power nice and easily there. Obviously, we can build them on Volcanus. They're actually quite easy to build on Volcanus, but without having mined uranium, you don't get that technology. So we need to do that next. Obviously, we will set up processing and what have you. It's just because we get the centrifuge as well and that, so we'll set it up, but we probably won't transition to nuclear at all. Bottom all is the next thing in here. This is reaching the point where you know, we have the requester chests, so we can do actual bottom all. So I'll build how I do bottom all. It will still use this snaky bus. We'll be pulling stuff in directly from there, but it means that I think it was like we're stack inserters. I can't see them, but for example, stack inserters are being built here. There you go. So we don't have to have a separate build for fast inserters. We can just chest them in, and that's what I'll use it for. So I'll still be taking iron and, you know, copper and stuff from here, but we'll be augmenting that with requests coming in. As you can see, I kind of turned everything to blue machines, and we've got filters on all of the chests. I've built the second level of, I don't know if I did that on stream or not, the second level of modules. You know, so just progressing things a bit. I still haven't done purple and gold science researches, so we'll get them going, because we do need to do some of that before we can really go, not least because we need the gun damage. But yeah, so we've now got coal, copper, iron and stone, and obviously we had oil before, all coming in via the train network. I have gone even dumber with the train network. I don't really think I'm, how would I put it, qualified, I guess, for making a sort of proper, like, dynamically requesting system. The only way I can get that to work is just to have one, you know, one station per thing, so it doesn't request multiple trains. It's just got one train that it can take at one time, so it doesn't have any stacking or anything like that. That's the only way I can sort of get it to work, because otherwise you end up with imbalanced, you know, all your trains are sat trying to drop off iron ore and it's starving for coal type of thing, and I'm not smart enough, I don't think, to get a circuit network that can kind of properly do that, and certainly not willing to invest the time to do it. So yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. And as you can see here, we're going to bring in science. We're going to build actual science builds, which hopefully we'll get to that. That's why these are all marked here, so that I can tick them off with the researches there, science builds. And then obviously the platform. We've not actually built this platform. I think I tweaked these things. I certainly brought in more platform pieces, so we might do that today. I don't think so. I think we'll probably focus more on the sciences, maybe do the bite zoo or something, because I don't really want them free in here. Rather pen them in so that we can just have them under our control, because they're obviously, they get tougher and tougher to kill off, basically. So yes, that's our plans. That's what we're going to do. We will start doing with the uranium. Now obviously uranium's a bit different because we need to bring in sulfuric acid. Now we've obviously got two choices for that. We can have a train separate that drops it off, or we can simply incorporate it into our train, and that's what we're going to do. So one of the things I haven't decided is where the heck I'm going to take the, let's get a pollution thing off, where the heck I'm going to take the uranium to process it, because at the moment, I mean, this will probably remain. This is why I've set these trains up. This will probably basically stay here. We'll go electric and stuff, but this will basically be, you know, where we keep our bottom, and it's going to have its own, you know, oil processing and stuff. So this is pretty much going to stay here, I think. Obviously the labs need to move, and we need to take the packs over, we need to move that over, but essentially that's just transporting those over to here and kind of filling in some of the gap, really. So yes, that's the overall plan. But as I say, so we got the sulfuric acid where? Here. Okay. Because we can add a bit more on there. Yeah, because I could put a second one of them, because it's not, you know, struggling to make sulfuric acid. And we could just, excuse me, so we could just put it here, really, couldn't we? What would be the problem with that? The problem with that would be that, because a good place to put nuclear power would probably be here when we eventually stick it in. So maybe it's better up here and we can just do a longer pipe. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. So this would be, if we base it on, so what it does now, the way I've made it sort of even dumber, is basically when I click this down, so this is, it's still got the solid load, it's still the same basic design, but it's to do with the like circuit requests and stuff, and what it calls the stations. So when we put this in, well, not, it's not a load, is it? It's unload. Unload, there we go. It will ask us what we want to drop off and how many trains we want. We might as well just do the one. Okay. So the bots will obviously build that for us. We're going to need to edit that. But this is the other thing as well. It means I can use the same station for uranium and just call it a uranium thing. And I need to change the name here. But then we don't have to worry about some train that doesn't have a fluid wagon on it going to this station. You see, we can just tie it to uranium basically. So we need this to be a load, solid load, and we want to load that. I don't know if I set the other one to 1 or not. It doesn't really matter. So that's now uranium load. Have I not got any bots? There we go. Okay. It's a very simple thing here. All it's doing really is just to keep some control on it. Is to say if there's not any, resources available, it sets this based on the amount of resources available. That's all it's really doing. It's not complicated in any way. Where do we want to put the train? We should put it on refuel, but we're going to have to edit the train. So we want, where's our train? Solids train. So if we put it there, I also worked out, I've been doing this independently, but I've got a system here for like automatically setting what fuel it is, and a different way of doing the refueling that works a lot better, because it just lets me set it from a single combinator here. We'll let them build. Well, actually, if we take, which one are we doing as the acid? It'd be better if it was the back one, wouldn't it? So if we take that out, we also make sure that's on manual. That's good. So we want to call this uranium ore. And what that wants to do, because we can't use the full and empty conditions because they're going to conflict. When the cargo wagon is full, we would expect the fluid wagon to be partially empty. So we can't really use that as the system. But we can do that. We will let it refuel because it should be, yeah. Doing that, that's cool. And then we can still use the generic unload, I think. No, we can't, can we? We can't use that. So we'll have to take that off. Don't go to, you see, I don't know how there's a way of doing it so it doesn't go to automatic, basically. I don't know what it is. So this needs to be a special one for uranium. Special one. It doesn't really need to be an interrupt, does it? Might as well just do a regular schedule. So we go to load and unload. And what we want to do is we want to say as cargo. No. What does it call it? It's like inventory, is it? Check an empty cargo, fluid, fuel, not full cargo. Item count, that's it. Because when you select item count, it calls it cargo. So we want the cargo to equal, you can't remember what the uranium ore, so it's 50 and it's one carriage, isn't it? So it would be 500, so it's 2,000. We want the amount of uranium ore to equal 2,000. And then we want it to go to unload. And I guess we're fine if it's, because you use very, very little acid. It's more just a pain in the bum. But we make it to its inventory. Was it inventory? Item count, that's it. So we set that to 0. So that's our condition. So if we send it to load, it should come here, but we want to set it to unload, but we don't want it going anywhere because we need to set all that up. So we would kill off a station, sorry, a piece of track, send it to unload, and it'll get there, not be able to do anything. Cool. And I put it as the back, didn't I? So we need to put something in here. So we don't need much fluid at all, really. It's a bit sort of, it's more just a, I don't know what you call it, not really a challenge, is it? But a sort of a very minor roadblock. It's the acid. Do we want to do 2? I guess. Tanks. I've even done. I should probably redo them. I'd been doing a whole load of stuff with my blueprints, as in the, we've got the game ones and my ones, and I've basically been tidying all these up. So I've got now, these are the proper loggy requests for the space age, basically. So it's got all the quality stuff in it that I build, and then these are, when we get rockets, this is how we'll be managing. I use buffer chests, so basically this is for all the quality stuff until we, that we'll might like randomly make, and we'll probably use for platforms. But eventually, then I could recycle it all into to try and get legendary. But it's just a sort of temporary storage. Stops filling all the other chests up, basically. And that's my new grid system. So this is how I'm going to be doing roboports in future playthroughs. Where I used to do this offset one, it's now centered on the roboport, so it's properly symmetric. I'm getting distracted again. What are we doing? We are. So this would be the acid coming in. We just need to one of them on. Now, and then, actually it's here, isn't it? So we might as well do that. Turn that around. Oops. So, oops. That. So then I'll pump it in, and then we want a kind of, well, we've got, I guess, 4 inputs in a way, but I've already trimmed it down to 2. So if we kind of, what would be easiest if we go, so we don't actually really need the uranium as such. It'd be nice to have the, the uranium backpack, but solar is like overproductive by quite a lot of volcanoes, so you can get away with just the normal one. And then if we go there, and that, so, and we kind of want to balance these two together, don't we? Right. Just there. Cool. Should have brought the train here, really, shouldn't I? And then I could have ridden it up. I think that'll be okay. How much have we got in the chest capacity? Yeah. But yeah, I decided I will. I like the parameterization with trains. That works well, I think. Oops. Trying to dynamically set them and stuff. I think maybe prioritization might be how I would prefer to do it. So as in we make it that it prioritizes stations that don't, have that it needs more of, as it were, rather than. I mean, it kind of wouldn't make any difference. Prioritization is the thing. Because it's, if I'm tying it to, Did I not get combat shotgun? I suppose I wouldn't, because it's... I can't remember, military 3, is it? Military 4, something like that? They switched them round. You get the shells more quicker than you get the, you know, the AP shells. In fact, did I did. I was going to say I was going to do them, wasn't I? So we'll pop them on. So this is what we're trying to do. We do have blue science, don't we? So we could do something like research speed. Because we've already done Volcanus. Yeah, I wasn't bothering with stuff that's basically pointless, was I? So far. But yeah, I think we'll stick it on the research speed, because it's always nice to have. And we can just cancel it whenever. Where are we going? Where is the sulfur? We will build a second one of these. So I want a bit of that. That. One of them. So, a bit of the old water. And that increases our input. Now, let's see if we can, you know, finagle this. Ooh, just fits. If I put it there, it's a bit less in the way, isn't it? And then maybe we go up next to that. But I think just to start us off on the right foot, let's pump in. They fiddled about with the thing it was doing before, where it was essentially it was getting stuck because there was no suction. I don't know how to phrase it. There was like no suction from the machines, basically. So you would have in your pipe network, you'd have plenty of fluid, more than you needed to, you know, to make the machine run, and it was just sat there doing nothing because it was sort of not pulling the fluid in. You know, there is no concept of sort of, you know, the only things that can push and pull fluids are the pump. And so the machines would just sort of sit in there, even though they technically had access to what they needed. So Rhaegar basically switched it up so that it considers the whole fluid box, so the entire system, as valid for making whatever it's trying to make. Which basically means it's, you know. Do we want 2 on this end? Yeah, go on then. Where's the techniques? So yeah, so where I've been putting in loads and loads of pumps because it was behaving weirdly. It's all just gone away now. Oh, I haven't got any undergrounds, have I? And we will. Build it in for me, boys. Build it in. Hello, Casual Raz. Welcome, welcome. Are you doing okay? Kind of a bit mad that I've managed to get this far with doing the purple and the yellow, because the bots are so slow. You're not bringing these pipes. I'll have to do it for you then. There we go. Cool. So let's let it pump some in. Pump some in. Oh, it's not going to be at the station, is it? Because it tried to... No, wait. Why are they not connected? Oh, because it's trying to move. There we go. But of course it can't because I disconnected the train line. But yeah, we'll pump a little bit in. We don't need... In fact, how much is there in there now? Not much. Let's get it to about halfway. And then we'll send it on the other way. We'll get the bing bong bing for doing the research. Not that one. How are we doing? Oh, 11 now. That'll do. That'll do. Off you go. Oh, well, thank you. Hope the madness is contained. I see filtered fish. What madness have you joined? It's just to block out what it is. A lot of people use the what should we call it? The it's not going to go to that station, is it? Because I've told it not to go there. Where does it live? I can't remember where it lives. They use a lot of people use the other. It's the deconstruction no thing. I just stick it on fish because I'm never going to be transporting fish via train, basically. But yeah, we need to drive there, I think, because it won't let us go to the load because I can't mine uranium until I've got acid, so it can't fill up the chests until I've got acid. All I really need to do is drop off the acid. I don't really need to load up or anything. But woo, fun. No. I love this new connect anywhere thing. So nice. Cool, so that's it emptied. So if we send it back, well, let's just make sure I have hooked everything up properly. There we go. And we got the bing bong bing for the research, which must mean we can do nuclear power, which I say we're not really going to bother with. We just need the steam turbines. Because they're copper gear wheels and pipes, they're actually really easy to make anywhere. So yes, we'll do that research. In fact, we will... 800, wow, okay, not cheap. And we've got purple and gold now, so we can build those builds. Yeah, we'll let it chug away on that. We will send you back home, or back to unload. The red blueprint. Yeah, so a lot of people do use that. Oh, I sent it home and I haven't got any way to get it back home. Fine. I'll walk. Don't remind me. So that's uranium. Well, it's not uranium done, is it? I guess we can also build centrifuges now. Yeah. How about we go back to the manufacturing hub, and I set up the bot build version of the thing. And I can use that to make centrifuges and, well, eventually, what should we call it? Steam turbines. Cool. Okay, so the way I do this is we put that in there. I normally do it the other way around, but let's try this way. I'll get confused. So we put the storage chest on that side, quester chest there, and then we do an arithmetic combinator. I actually redid, so I did a thing before. Well, you might as well use the centrifuges. Where now these, because I'm doing the double condition, aren't I? So if we do them as are we making enough bulk inserters? Probably. Okay. So, what was I going to say? I tried to record before one of my quick tutorials, which are never quick, but this was ridiculous, on combinators, and it ended up 3 hours long. So I decided to script it instead. And next weekend, in theory, fingers crossed, the UK's not going to be melting. So I might get a chance to record all of these scripts I've been writing. But we'll see. We'll see. No promises. Okay, so we want to go in there, and then we want to set that to read. That was the ingredients required. Cool. That's on the green wire, isn't it? So we then go to there and get that to set requests, but not read content. Cool. We then put this to each, and output each, and we set a multiplier of, let's set it to 5. So that will request in everything we need. We can also, as noted, just stick on, you know, steel and stuff as additional requests. If there is ever any to steal, obviously. Red circuits, maybe. It's over here because we got the plastic coming through. And then gears. And what else was it? It's not copper, isn't it? Red. So concrete we definitely have to bring in. It's quite a large request that. Probably shouldn't have set it at 5 as our default. So that gets us that. We then need to filter that to what we're actually making. We want trash unrequested on there. And I think that's it. Apart from, let's make it pretty / disgusting. We will set, not green, we want that on red. We will set that to enable if there is anything in there. Oops, wrong button. And we will set it to yellow. And then when this, do I want it on green? Probably not. This will be blue. If there anything is in there. So then I have a quick reference guide to seeing why are you not doing, because you've got, oh, I turned read contents off, didn't I? Yeah, the problem is that feeds back on itself, so we need to set that to, it's green, isn't it, for the request, so we need to read contents but do it on other way around, red, and that's on green. Is that right? There we go. Because we set that to, for this recipe, very high 5. And that then is blue telling me. So basically we have a quick reference that tells me it's made some stuff. That tells me it's requested some stuff. And that it's succeeded, basically. Not all of the stuff, but some of the stuff. Cool. So we then blueprint that. And this is our bot request. And we parameterize it and we say, I didn't set the loggy condition, did I? This needs to be set. No, it's the machine itself, sorry. That's right, logistics request. And that is less than, I can't remember the stack size on, doesn't really matter, we'll be doing it dynamically, but stack size is 10. Huh, it's always been 10. Looks like they've decreased then. Okay, never mind. Wait, we'll set that to 10. Have I got any conflicting numbers? That was 5, wasn't it? And that's 10. Cool, that should be okay then. What was that red flash that I missed? Cool, so this is bot build. Don't know if that's what I called it before, but it's what I'm calling it now. So this is what we want, make this. And we want this many. And this is our ingredients multiplier. They are parameterized. What's the 0? Oh, that's just for our circuit condition. Cool. Cool. So let's test it out with this. We don't really want it requesting that much ingredient in, so we can tweak that by redoing it. And we'll see if I've cocked up the settings. So I want to do centrifuges. Actually, yeah, 10's fine because we don't really need them. But put that to 2. What do we do? 2 there. Cool. So that now is way over, and it's killed all that off. Excellent. It is logistics condition on there. Cool. And then that, I mean, it's got 10 in, but that's fine. Struggling for red circuits, which is a pathetic amount of input. We will hopefully be adding in red circuits somewhere, but that's fine. Cool. So that's our bot builder, I think. Yeah. If we then need to put in quality modules or what have you, we can do that separately, because I have done it before with just having the quality as a default module, and the trouble is you end up making, you know, a quality, I don't know, stone furnace by accident or something, and it's like, well, that was a waste. Waste of an RNG. Cool. So we should be able to do processing. How many have we made? 10. Excellent. So if oh, no, that's not on my request list, is it? So I'll put 10 on that. And then it will just bring them over. Waste of time. Cool. Isn't there something else? I mean, there's probably plenty of stuff we can make that I've not been keeping up with. Are we making all of the personal equipment? Or am I making any personal equipment? Because we're going to want to be able to put stuff in tanks. Are we making tanks? We won't be, I suspect. I can't see them. Let's just do a quick check. So tank. Let's get storage tank, and then what's personal laser in that? So roboport maybe. No, so we are not making any of the personal equipment. We could stick them on to test it. Where did that blueprint go? There it is. Cool. Where's it gone? There. Put it that way around so it connects with the... In fact, we need a new roboport, don't we? Somewhere. And then... Yeah, probably that way around it's not power connected. That way around. No, that's fine, I think. Cool. So, if we make tanks for the memory, we'll just make the one, and we'll just do 1 times the multiplier. And then we want... What order do we want to do them in? I don't care about that. We could do the portable solars. It's the type of things we want to roll on our, you know, quality anyway, because, you know, we're going to want, well, as good equipment as we can. I don't know about legendary. I don't think we'll get there in this playthrough, but yeah. So make them. What's the stack size? 20, is it? Yeah. So I'll just do a stacker then. I did 5, didn't I, by accident? No, that's fine. And then, in fact, let's put the quality in. Oh, I've not got level 2s requested. No. That don't make sense. So level 2s. Cool. Maybe get them in there and there. And then... So we might fluke out and get them, you know, before we head off, so we can then use them ourselves. So what, the exoskeletons? They stack to 20, but I mean we're not going to use that many. Let's do 5, shall we? Just do 1 on the multiplier. Again, quality, and then roboports. How many do we want? Maybe 2? Let's put it 3. Well, let's put it, because we're only level 1 ones, aren't we? So let's do that. That. Quality in there as well. Batteries. Okay, and then Again, maybe we'll make 4. Just one load. And then... Not going to bother with night vision or immunity. Put the shields on again. Well, I'll just do 2 of them, I think. And then... lasers. Again, just the 2, I think. That, and then stick in quality modules. Cool, so, what can we feed you via the main system here? We need steel. And... oh, red circuits. Yeah. Blue circuits. They're probably not going in a chest, is what I think. Or if they are, you know, there's like 7. Because we'll have been launching rockets. What do we need? Steel, gears. Gears. Seems to be very little steel. I'm gonna use what I'm gonna do as part of this whole process was, I say, redoing the blueprints. I'm going to use my manufacturing ones for. So we're just going to plop that in at some point to make iron plate and steel and what have you. Process the oil at more volume. So just to save some time, really. I say I was very aware that this is meant to be a summer playthrough and we hadn't even left Nalvis yet. Okay, so we were adding in steel red circuits. Was there? And that's just steel. I was going to look at why so little steel. Is it literally just... yeah, there's no throughput issues. It's just pathetic production. That's fine. Steel and red circuits. And steel batteries and green circuits. Yeah. Steel batteries. So steel's on that. Batteries is an import. Cool. So we've got all of them now. Have we made landmines anywhere? Do we want to make landmines? Will I use landmines? We have that one. Making explosives. Has it brought uranium to us yet? Well, we've got full chests here, so... looks like it. Yeah, cool. Okay, so we can start processing that then. Do we want landmines? I quite like... I mean, probably... in fact, I'd probably use them on demolishers, maybe. At the very... well, and I'll use them on Glebber as well, but I can make them on Glebber quite easily. So yeah, let's just chuck a few landmines in. What do you stack? It's 100, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll just do them. Multiplier of 2, maybe. Cool. Is that in logging range? It must be if it's, yeah. And then steel again. Cool. Have we got everything military? Did I have a... yeah, I've got a regular power armor. Apparently missing one solar panel. Cool. What about... are we making all of the spacey stuff? We must be. Have we sent it up to the platform? Yeah. Cool. Okay. I think we're okay on that front. Having just done nuclear power, I bet it's going to, in theory, let us do... yeah, here we go. Reactors, heat pipes, heat exchangers, steam turbines. So we've set them up as well. And then we'll go and mess about with uranium. We've got everything there, haven't we? Fuel cells, fine. And we got the 2 science packs. Have we got everything being made here? I suspect we have, because I've not done any purple and gold. Yeah, I think we're all fine now. Okay. So I need to add on. I might as well set them up. Well, we don't really care if we make, you know, reactors, heat pipes, and I suppose no, you don't really need the heat pipes and heat exchange and stuff, do you? It's just the steam turbines. Because we'll probably take a couple with us, but say we can make them there quite easily. So we want. Let's do you first, since you're what we want. What's a stack on them? Rocket capacity is 10. So maybe if we make 20? And we don't really want that, because they're very expensive, aren't they? Not that expensive. Maybe if we make that 2. And then let's do the heat pipes, I guess. What are your stack? 50. So, but you use loads of them. I can't remember how many I've got in my nuclear blueprint. Let's do 2 on that. And then the heat exchangers. They stack to like 50, don't they? And they're quite cheap, I think. He says. Not entirely sure. Oh, not that cheap. It's a copper. When we get to Volcanus and what have you, we'll be using this same thing, but we won't be sticking stuff in directly. It's just it's here, so we might as well use it. And then you were steel, copper. No, your copper gears and pipes. Interesting. No steel. Make such a nice change. You're steel though. As are you? Yeah, of course you are. Of course you are. Want something cheap in late game? Oh, I do have the copper, haven't I? Pipes. Like that. And then the old nuclear reactor. Cool. We'll make just 2 of them. And we will do as cheap as we can. Copper, steel, and red circuits. Okay. Red circuits. Steel. Copper. It's like, so this tells me instantly this hasn't made any of those. So why hasn't it made any of those? Well, it's because I've accidentally set it to laser turrets where I should have set it to laser thingies. Should have set it to them. Which is blue circuits, low density structures and lasers, so there's not really much point in importing anything. That hasn't made any either. That's just because red circuits and steel are pathetic. Oh look, we've already got our personal battery motor too. Nice. What are you waiting on? Electric engines, are they? They are available? Okay. Interesting. So that was nuclear power. That gets us a few steam turbines so that we can do power on Volcanus. I mean, obviously we'll take some panels as well, but because it's so abundant with solar. Let us go and mess about with uranium. We're just going to set up the processing, and I'm just going to use my processing thing here. That one. Oops. Which way round is it? That way around. We might as well just stick it in here. There's not really any. Oh, I've got the one on the other side, haven't I? Let's put it over here. Did it fit that way? Can I use that? Roboport. Yeah, might as well. It's a free Roboport. Yeah, we need to. I've kind of got most of the centrifuges in. Yeah, we'll connect this there. Oops. Let's. If we hop this one, if I flip that round. So. That was more. No, one flip. That one. Where is this coming in? There. Oops. There we go. Say the bots are so slow. It's almost bonkers. Because these are all like filtered chests and stuff, and obviously, so we'll just let it run. Eventually, it might produce some uraniums. If we do nuclear upgrading for power, probably do that post Volcanus. Not that it'll probably be necessary. Solar will be fine, I am sure. Yeah, I've got like a Covrix processing thing. You know, ready to go. Where is it? So just a Covrix thing, just circuit controlled. Probably not worth having all those beacons on it now because it's diminishing returns, but and then that's just an upgraded version of the same thing. Cool. We want it more, to be honest, for the uranium ammo. It's also flippable. I can put that down, and we can double, you know, the capacity, as it were. We don't really need them anymore. Cool. Is that what we want to do with uranium? What is it? Oh, it's complaining about not having the beacons, because obviously we've not done purple science, you see. So that's your problem. Right. Can I officially take this off of our to-do list? I think so. We will get rid of that. I think we'll call bot mold done, in the sense that I've done the blueprint and design. We've done... I haven't done biter zoo. Do we want to do that now? I'd rather be setting up the science. Then if the new way of doing biters is meant to achieve anything, then this should all be all we see in here. This shouldn't fill in, you know, the extra gaps. But we'll see if that actually works. Okay, so I guess we could check power. Yeah, we could put some more in. Wouldn't hurt. Okay, so where is our... I need to do 2 of these. I've started to try and spell something out. Not very successfully. I cocked it up, but I need to like rearrange somehow. So that would be no, that would be there. And there. So that's 2. And then we want 1. No, we don't want to fill that one in. We want to go. Oh, actually, that's in the way then, isn't it? Oh well. 1, 2, 3. Let's just do it like that for now. Cool. So they'll add those in. That'll give us, I think, 5 megawatts or something. Per thing. Okay, how are we doing? I don't really need to be carrying around quality things, but level 2 speed, level 2 prod would not be that bad. Cool. Yes, so I think we can start the other builds. Now, what we really need to do is the iron and copper production. Oh, that's a point. Have I made steel like the... Yes, I have. How many have we got? Oh, excellent. We've got 185. Excellent, excellent, excellent. It's waiting on red circuits again. Okay, let us put in... Where are we going to put them? So I think what I'm going to do, I think I'll centralise like the iron plate product, because I've obviously got those blueprints, basically. That's the cheat we're going to do. It's not really a cheat, but you get the point. We want... Because one of the tricky things with this is obviously what we eventually want to do is switch to like fluid, like liquid metal. But I can potentially do that as a like a self-contained build, effectively. As in we can bring the iron ore in, liquefy the metal, but also turn it into plate and send that around. Or that's not the most efficient, but it means it's then easily insertable, if you see what I mean. I can just take out the electric furnaces and replace it with foundries. Yeah, let's do that then. So, where do we want to put iron plate production? How big is that? If we were to do... Because obviously we need to drop off iron plate, but we need to... Sorry, iron ore, but we need to do it in a way that would allow us to add in calcite. So I'm thinking if we do iron ore... Do you want 2 trains worth? Yeah. Iron ore there. And then I might... How big is this? It's... Where are we? Manufacturing. So it's that one. And it's... Because it's beacon based, you see. This is the problem of not having done the purple science at all. But it's red belt. And I'm currently working yellow belt. Okay. So that would be... So that would take 4 yellow belts. Okay. If it was popped in here... I think I need to go up there really, don't I? So I can see it without guessing sizes. Where's my tank? Oh, it's up there. I wasn't anticipating we would get to Volcanus today, but I was kind of thinking that I'll do the science builds during the week, or finish off what I haven't done today, because they do take a while. Let's hop in there. Not least because our bots are so slow, so anything I plop down takes them half an hour to even arrive, let alone build something. Why the heck I sat there thinking I was going to do the achievement? I don't know. Okay, so if we were popping down, so we got that's unload, isn't it? And then if we were to say, I could go really weird with it and do a separate thing like that. No, let's do it next, because we can put the calcite in there, you see, and we can put the loading of iron plates. Let's just do 2 trains there, because I can drop calcite off, and you know, when we become foundries, because I'm thinking we'll put the copper processing next to this. And then we can just do, you know, bots or belts, you know, taking it all the way down to all of the foundries. Okay, so we want to unload copper ore. Yeah, 2 trains is fine. And then, oops, load plate. Again, 2 trains is fine. I'm going to need to add on. Well, I've got quite a few copper trains sat about, haven't I? No, I haven't. What are these set on? Oh, that is 2. So yeah, we need to add in a whole load of trains. Oh, there's 1 there. Copper. And 2 there for iron. Okay. Yeah, so if we put in T-junction there. There. Whoops. Then there. Straight bit there. Again, give them 6.5 hours, and they might take some of the trees away. Cool. See, my bots are getting annoyed with them and just doing it for them. Okay, let's blueprints, manufacturing, and then we want graded one. We want it to be, which is going to be easiest to remove. Yeah, if we just put it in there. So we don't have any of these beacons. It's kind of cool that it lets you put things down that you haven't yet researched. It's like, it's one of those lovely quality of life things that Factorio does so well. Okay. Oh, that's what I've not added. I don't think I've got fast. Yeah, I haven't got fast splitters and stuff like that, because I always put them in when we get to boss. Haha. So we need to put fast undies. Let's do 100 of them. We don't want that on 5. It'd be like 1,000,000 ingredients. And then fast splitters. Make 50 of them. That could probably go on 5. And oh, of course I'm doing research, aren't I? So that's using up all of my red circuits. Do I really need the lab speed? No, I don't think I do. I'll come back to it. What was I doing? I was... This out? No, I was doing this, wasn't I? Yes, so I need to make some fast splitters. And we will then... There. Put a load of extra lasers in because they were constantly attacking that bit. And need one handy. Yeah. There we go. Oh, I forgot to do that bit. Whoops. So if I turn my bots off, I can grenade some of these trees instead. Oh. Come on guys, keep up, keep up. I mean, they've not done anything. It's so slow. Okay. And the output comes out on this end. Yeah. I might, given the resource constraints, if I kind of turn them back to yellow belt, I've got loads of yellow belts, so I can probably do that quite easily. Let's do one of them. Should all be self-balanced. Shouldn't be a need for a balancer. But I like balancers, so I'm going to stick one in. Freeze. Oh, that was our combat bot. Whoops. Got a little friend. I always forget. It's always been a problem I've had. But for me, in my head, blue belts are twice as fast as red belts. The number of builds I've done, though, just because they're not. They're 3 times as fast as a yellow belt. But, poor little combat bot died without killing a single bite. But yeah, a number of builds I've done where it's like just sort of been working on the assumption that a blue belt would carry twice as much as a red belt. Because it's like, you know, yellow to red is 2 to 1, so then my brain goes, oh, so blue must be 2 to 1 with red. But it's not. Okay, so that in theory is the loading of iron plate. We do need iron plate trains. So we'll pop you in there. You in there. We're going to need copper plate as well. Default grouping on these is like the solids train, it's called, which is just this guy. So it won't go anywhere. So even though it does the auto thing, the station it's looking for doesn't exist, basically. So it won't actually drive off. Okay, let's just do a quick power check just to make sure that had a benefit. Yeah. Doing okay. Cool. So that is the iron plate production. Let's set up copper. I guess we could just copy all of this. This part of it's identical, isn't it? Cool. Okay. We'll need a bunch more. This one, you know, we'll need at least one more of each type of thing. But yeah, does this have? No. The self-contained. Yes, it does. Excellent. But it's on blue belt, isn't it? That's annoying. So from memory, I made this ages ago. From memory, it makes like a full yellow belt. That's why it's got the yellow belt poking out there. But it takes in, because of the the bonkers ratio of iron plate to steel, it's taking in 2 full blue belts of iron. It's an, as it says there, iron ore to steel thing, which is a great thing for the foundry upgrade, because we'll be able to take in iron ore and output steel. But yeah, it's a big thing, and there's no way. Well, we're not even making blue belt, so it won't work as such. I'd rather do it. I'd rather plop it on and like downgrade everything. I mean, it's also got, I think it's level 3 modules on it. I'd rather kind of downgrade it than do another design. I'm saying it's going to take the bots years to make the things anyway. Yeah. We don't really want to add it on here though. A bit too much in the way of traffic. So where can we put that? Where can we put that? Tempted by over here. Oh, it's built my trains, is it? Yeah. So we need to do set these all to manual. So they don't go flying off. And then you need to be an iron plate group. And you need to go to iron plate load, which doesn't exist. And then you need to be in the same group. They haven't made the copper trains yet, have they? If I just plop in the actual... If I've got stations, there we go. Then it will let me select that. So you need to be in my copper plate train. And you need to go to copper load and fill up. And you need to do the same, so you need to be in the copper plate group. Cool. So eventually, oh look, we've actually got trains waiting here, look. Oh wow, they're actually sending resources. Honestly thought that would take ages. Did I add a couple of... Yeah, probably don't need another iron ore one. Gonna need a copper one. Wait, oh, it's down there now. Probably gonna need one more copper one, I suspect. We're definitely gonna need iron ones for the steel build. So we'll get them all on the go. Look, actual iron plates actually flowing. Oh, of course there's no fast splitter there, is there? Is that... Has it made any fast splitters, or did I mess up the... Disabled by control behaviour? We've got 50 of them? Am I making them then? No. Enable if it's less than 50. Or is it not in logistics range, maybe? No, it's not, is it? Look, the actual machine is out of range. Let's move you just to there then. We give you gears directly. Have to remember that because I've set the condition on the actual assembly machine. Cool. So yeah, so eventually it will make those, hopefully. And like fill that out properly. And eventually we'll have bacons. And eventually we'll have iron plate trains. Cool. Right, so steel build. Let's put... One of the things I didn't realise when I did the rail world settings is it changes the cliffs as well, because messing about in my other game there's like way more cliffs, so this that whole area there has no cliffs apart from that little bit where we've had to do the little wonky bit there. But yeah, another advantage for rail world, I guess. So we'll put a little spur off there. And we will... We put a... Well, I don't know how big it is. In fact, let's go over there. Where's my tank? All the way at the top. Of course it is. Of course it is. Of course I left it up. In fact, since I'm here... So Gage is messing about. Let's stick these... Stick these in. I got some new glasses on Friday. Yeah, I've worn glasses since I was 9, I think, for distance. And I just, when you've been wearing glasses as long as I have, you know when you need a new prescription. Basically, it's just you get familiar with the type of eye strain that you get and all sorts of stuff like that. So I knew it was time, but I also managed to sit on my my other pair, so it didn't quite break them, but it sort of detached the arm from the thing. So I was like, well, I need a new prescription anyway, so we'll get some new ones. They're not quite perfect. I'm very fussy about the fit. And they're not quite perfect, but it's not far off. I'm, however, discovering that wearing the earphones is causing it to squish into my head, so I have to get a little tweak. But yeah, the person doing it, the person, when I'm picking up the glasses, the person doing the fitting seemed to be treating me as if I'd never had glasses before, and I'm literally sat there wearing glasses. They're going, so these distance glasses, and I'm like, yeah. You're sort of teaching grandma to suck eggs here, my friend. Which way do we want to do this? I guess. Because how big is it? It is huge. That's what she said, obviously. Where is it? Resources upgraded. So it's that one. So I mean, it's a big boy. Oh, we don't really need that room for the foundry version. We could put it sort of do what we did on the other one. If I was to put the actual station there, because what I say, we've got to remember that that's sort of blocked off. But if the station was on there, then I'd be wanting to put it there, and then that would overlap with that. If we did it upwards, so in other words, if I put like that there, oops, that there, there's a station. Unload. We're unloading iron ore again, remember? 2 trains, yeah, that's fine. And then we put, I should put a shortcut to this, shouldn't I? Where's it gone? There it is. Maybe if I put it there. No, better here, wouldn't it? Let's go and... So if we put it... Which way round is it? That way. If I put it here... And then we have the load station. Whoops. I could put that there actually. It's a bit horrible. The orientation, but because if I put it there, or I could put it there actually. That wouldn't work too bad. Yeah, let's put it there. So we want to load steels. We'll just do the 1 train. And then measurement junction there. Then I can move this. Didn't really need to move it, did I don't think. Yeah, that's not a bad place for it. Okay. But we need to downgrade So anything blue belt needs to become red. Anything blue undie needs to become red undie. Anything blue splitter needs to become red splitter. Oh, also the beacons. Not modules are. So we've got level 3s in at the moment, I think. This is one of the reasons I don't really like quality. Because all of the, you know, you've got 5 variants of every single beacon. Every single beacon and every single module. And so the sort of permutations just becomes bonkers. So I get the whole thing of like almost not bothering until you're at legendary. But it's like, therefore, what's the point of the system? Yeah, well, why have it in if it's just about making legendary? Okay, so that's a point. Did I balance? I didn't balance those together, did I? Don't suppose it matters really. Some balancing on this end. It's not consuming this because it's not beaconed. I don't even know that the maths. In fact, the maths probably doesn't work anymore, does it? Because it's the whole exponential beacon effect now. Didn't think about that. Okay. There's a. Do I want to do it like that? I can. Yeah. Let's just make a few of those. How are we doing? Oh, it's all 5:30 already. Okay. Switch it for red. Cool. So that should be iron ore coming in. Yep. And this will be steel going out. So I think it only makes like 1 yellow belt of steel. Which kind of shows you how broken. Have I got any substations being made? That's a... Yes. Cool. Well, they're doing these ones. Does that mean they finished copper? Yeah, they have. Wow. Well, they've missed one bit about it, but there you go. There it is. Ah. And now we're making... Cool. Where did I get to? Just trying to hook this up. Oops. I've been trying to play a game called Swarmdustry. It's a bit of a... It's trying to do a... everyone seems to pick Dustry, as in industry, for their Factorio clones. I guess maybe they don't feel like, I don't want to phrase it as like confident enough to call their, you know, because you know you could call this Bugtorio, basically, because the idea of it, it's quite a nice concept, actually. Because it's basically, what if Factorio, but you're the aliens, as in you're the bugs. You know, you're the biters. And in fact, all of the bugs to some extent. And so a lot of the systems are like replaced by biological entities. So you don't make transport belts, you set down a path, and then these little sort of pill bug type, well, they're more like ladybirds. They travel along the path. And the like inserters and stuff put stuff on their back, which is like a really nice little touch, you know. My sort of issue with it, I kind of... It doesn't have the greatest of tutorials, if I'm totally honest. It's a bit like the tutorial on this, which is not great. It's because it was halfway through doing a story mode. Factorio tutorial. It's not really a tutorial. It's, you know, these are the tutorial, the hints, the tips and tricks. This is the tutorial. But the actual tutorial mission, which is also the demo, is really the start of a story mode for Factorio. I didn't set any of these up, did I? I'll set them in motion. Not that they got anywhere to go, but... because, you know, it won't have made enough to send them, basically. So what was I going to turn you? One of them was going to be steel, wasn't it? So we need to set you on manual to do that. But we needed a couple more iron because we're expecting, not that, to have to bring in stuff for steel. Steel for stuff, stuff for steel. So send you to load up. And then you need to be part of the iron group as well. Off you go. Now I need to make a new one for steel. And this needs to go to steel load, which apparently they've made. Get full cargo. Refuels there, unloads there. Cool. So when there's access to that and it's got stuff in it, that will head over there. And obviously once it's built and what have you. This probably isn't going to build, is it? Because there's not the Roboport coverage. So let's fix that. So kind of... let's put one there. That maybe? We don't really need Roboports here. Don't need that power bar. Cool. Should have put it in the middle of, you know, a chain of them anyway. Oh well. But yes, it's quite good. The thing they've done correct, in my opinion, and a lot of these games don't, and I don't know if it's because the developers don't like the Factorio control scheme or something, or they feel they need to be different to it. You know, they feel they need to, you know, in the same way that Satisfactory is, like, it's probably the closest to being inspired by Factorio rather than just sort of copying Factorio, because it's, you know, properly different perspective and, you know, very different ways of doing things, although with the same basic, you know, trains and what have you type systems. But a lot of them don't use the keybinds, and it's, you know, always a frustration when I'm playing them in that I'm hitting, if it has a quick picker, which a lot of them don't, but things like opening the inventory, being on E, is just muscle memory when you're doing this type of game. And it's just copied them. It's just done, it's exactly the same. So it's got a picker, you know, and it works on Go. It's got an inventory screen. You open it with E. So it is very, very similar in that way. The main character even looks like the old Factorio engineer model. Not, you know, not in a they've ripped it off way, but in a It's very lanky. It's very tall and lanky sort of thing, which, you know, the engineer used to be. Went on a crash diet, I guess, and lost his legs. But yeah, so it's very, very similar, and it's like functionally very similar, but with some very interesting, unique ways of doing things. My problem with it is the graphics, and not in a... I don't think the graphics are bad, but it's very visually, what would you call it, like, difficult. It's sort of, there's so much like detail in the ground. It's a bit like, I know, well, Nilla is an example actually, turns all the decoratives off, and it's a bit like, it's like that. It's like you kind of have to turn the decorative, I mean, I don't think you can, I don't think it's a setting, but you would want to turn the decoratives off because it's just too visually like messy, and it makes sense for it being like biological, but it makes it quite difficult to see what's going on because a lot of the machines, so they have like unique mechanics essentially of like the machines themselves will output to a particular spot when you tell them to, or there's like these carry drones. You've got inserters as well, but you've got these carry drones and you can tell them where to pick things up from, where to drop things off, but therefore you've got icons all over the place, and it's just like they get lost in the noise of the background and the busyness of the machines and what have you. And I just found it very visually over the top. But mechanically, it was very interesting. So I say I've been trying to play it, but kind of struggled. And I say the tutorial was a bit sort of... It did the exact same thing the Factorio tutorial does, where it just sort of goes... it like skips it. The like really important bits it just doesn't bother telling you about, and when it does, when you're in the Factorio tutorial, it's, you know, you go to a train, like there's one of the parts of it is you go to a train base, as it were, which has supposedly been set up by some other engineers, and you kind of look at it and it's a terrible design. It's like thematically nice, it's like interesting to look at, but it's just awful. It's just like a really bad train station. And if it's like that's how you're meant to be templating or showing people this is how you a way of building it, and it's just a terrible example, and it's got exactly the same thing. So it was going, add these things on, and I'm sort of copying how it's built, and how it's built is terrible. So yeah, that was a bit frustrating as well, but yeah, so I'm saying terrible, it's not terrible, it was just obviously not, you know, efficient sort of thing. Okay, so now we've got iron plate, copper plate, and steel. Those are kind of the foundations. Already got oil, obviously, and they're probably what I'll bring in. We need stone brick as well, slash stone. We've obviously got stone already, but we need a stone brick build. I think it's a little trickier that because it's probably actually better to bring it in as stone, because stone, weirdly, there's this weird thing in Space Age where like stone becomes this limiting factor, and stone is literally the most abundant thing you can imagine, and yet you don't get it out of asteroids. Several other planets, well, Aquila obviously doesn't have it. Gleba has these tiny patches. You don't really need it that much, so that's fair, but you know, you get it in a weird abundance in the on Vulcanus, I guess, in a way that makes sense, and you get it a bit on Falgora, but the fact you just don't get it in asteroids is just bizarre. And so you end up, well, like, you know, I'm on my other playthrough, I'm moving enormous amounts of stone to Aquila, and it just feels very wrong. I don't know why it does that, but it also doesn't get any upgrade. There's no building that improves the production of stone, concrete, refined concrete, So you have to use the foundry or the furnace, electric furnace, all the way through. It's an interesting design choice. Feels like it just got forgotten about, you know. Okay, so where are we going to build this science then? I mean, here is our drop-off points. So, and we got all this space here. We do have some cliffs there, though. But how about we sort of build in this area? So if we get the bots doing this as well. I'm a bit worried that I'm going to use up all the... How much steel? Yeah. Wow, is there no coal? Did I not hook that in? Oh, I haven't looked. Okay. Whoops. So is it just using this then? It is. And that's empty, basically. Bugger. I brought coal in and not done anything with it. Fine, okay. Right. Okay. Might as well go over there and do it then. Because I think that's probably... I mean, we can set up the rail. Oh, hello, bot. What are you doing? But I don't think we're going to build any of the sciences today. I might just do them during the week. Put that in there. That there. And then we want... Do we want any gap? Not really. So we want to load. Some science packs, just the one train. And then... Because we do red and green together. Work really well together. And then we could probably tack military in as well. Debatable. But if we put... Let's put the green science, wrong thing, there. So we need T-junction, and then we want to drop off iron, copper. Solid. Drop that off as that plate. Just do the one train for now, and then copper plate. Cool. Yeah, I can build them out. I don't know what number I'm targeting, to be honest with you. Probably nothing spectacular. Got all these bots coming in. Okay, I'll do it remotely then. Let's see. We want probably... In fact, let's do all 4 lanes coming. Oh, bad place. Coming over. But yeah, I thought about streaming it, to be honest with you. Thing. But so a lot of the other games that are basically Factorio clones. So like Sandustry came out this week, and they've used the name. They've gone with Dustry, you know, rather than, because you could have called it Santorio or, you know, something like that. Seems to be quite different, that game, actually, so to be fair. But yeah. People seem to be loving that at Sandustry. Sounds like it's quite short, though, as the main game. Actually, do you have one? I mean, we want to go electric here, really, but... Oh, look, there's a load of iron ore on there. I guess I missed a bit of something. Okay. If we do that, hopefully we'll catch it in time. Do I have active provider? I don't think I do. Let's just whack it in the chest. Because really we want to hop over here. It's kind of a terribly placed rover port. And we want to come in here. So the purpose is really is to do like grenades and what have you. Let's copy over Mr. Fish. All right. We sneak through there. I can't believe I set that up and never connected it to anything. I think we'll be alright there because it's not really going to be using that unless I mess up and we end up... I mean, we have added a lot of electric furnaces and stuff, so yeah, there we go. So it might kick it. Oh, has it been kicking? It has been kicking in. Look. Okay, so we need more solar, really. But then that's more steel. Maybe I will go nuclear then. Have we made any... Light green's got 3. In fact, I can do it on here, can't I? 17 we've got. I think I am going to double this up, actually. We just do that. Flip it over. Okay. It's not struggling to do that at all, is it, really? What we got in this tank down here? Yeah, it's basically full. Cool. Doobie-doobie-doo. Ten minutes left. Oh look, yeah, we're making steel as well. No modules, but. Okay, let's head over then to where the science is going. How many do I want to make? Because the planets are like super productive. The other planets, the science packs. Gleber's a bit of a pain. There's always one problem child, isn't there? Yeah, like, 4 science a second is not no problem at all on the other planets. Do I want to go that scale here? Okay. So first off, and we don't really need it to be stacking up quite so much. In fact, that would then be... So that's a train's worth. 2 trains worth. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. And then... I said 4 rounds a second. I didn't need that. Do we want to target a yellow belt? That'd be quite a lot for blue and purple and stuff. In fact, it'd be insane for purple. So let's not do that. What was I making up here? Because we weren't doing too badly with the science, so I was just doing the standard 1 a second, wasn't I, really? Type of number. In fact, that's not that at all. Let's try 4 a second then. It didn't really. I mean, if we end up with less for, you know, blue science and stuff, it really doesn't matter at all. So let's plop them around. Let's get some of them in, and then can I take the trees out? So, because they haven't got beacons, so it just makes the maths wrong anyway. Okay, how about in fact, we'll do I'll do it the sort of middle beacons in the middle type design. Can't even. Let's grab one of it there. Oops. Let's move it to there. Now, will you let me put theoretical beacons in? Yes. Will you count it? Possibly. Why did I put that on there? Looks like it, yeah. Okay. It's interesting. It lets you do. Oh, hello. Lycium, welcome. Wowie. Indeed. Sorry if you said that a while ago. I got getting carried away again. So, if we put actual modules in there rather than theoretical ones, so we end up with 0.43. Okay. So then if we were doing like 4 a second, that would 0.8. Obviously the greens are going to improve it. I've got substations. So from there, 0.43, so 0.8. In fact, will it let me do theoretical green assemblers? Can I get them from somewhere? Won't it let me? There's a way you can select them. In fact, it should be on here, shouldn't it? There we go. Okay. So if that was a theoretical green assembler, what 0.74, okay. Is it getting maximum effect? It's getting maximum effect. So if we base it on that, 1.5 is close to 2 machines, isn't it? So then 0.7, so if we did 3 on each side, then that'd be 0.74, 0.4, 1.4 rather, 2.1. So it's overkill for what we were saying, but that's fine, I think. Yeah, okay. So if and when these are upgraded to green assemblers with the 4 modules on and bacons, I think we're okay. We're doing over what we're anticipating. which is fine. Good, in fact. Wait, did I put that? Yeah. There. Cool. And then I'll put on there. In fact, we'll leave a little gap. Oops. You're placing a lot of beacons you don't seem to have. Only packs am I? Yes, it's a very good point, Atul. And welcome. You're doing well. Look, theoretical bacon is just as good as real bacon, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, there's not the power to support it either. Even if we made all, we do when we do the purple sites to get them, and because we're actually a long way behind. Is the basic point. That's why I did so much during the week. I'm sort of. It's halfway through August, so in theory, if I'm finishing this off for October, because I'd like it to finish when 2.1 goes live, and then I can be, we could maybe do scaling up or something. I could maybe try and do a mega base or something, in proper 2.1, as it were. But we are not. I mean, we're not even left now, this, So yeah, we're a long way behind from that point of view, and a lot of this stuff is just like the normal, normal Factorio basically. It has been, I spent whatever it was 3 streams designing trains, which I've done bajillions of times before, give or take. So yeah, I'm more than comfortable setting stuff up to be theoretical, and then when it appears, it'll appear, sort of thing. I'm okay with now this basically being this work in progress that we then the bots essentially build for me while I'm having fun on other planets, Cool. So we need to connect that one there. Cool. Now what we need to do is think about how we're going to get our inputs in. I guess. Because obviously when we get the foundry, we'll just be able to make a bajillion gear wheels with one foundry straight from. Well, we could make it straight from liquid metal, couldn't we? I think. So, which is sort of the problem with this. Training it before doing volcanoes. Where was I? Yeah, if we make that, well, put it there. So that would make 3.83, but we need to know what the green assembly is. Apparently, chartreuse is the actual colour. For people who, is it green, is it yellow? And if you've ever looked at chartreuse, it is it's literally called green yellow or yellow green, I think, something like that. So it's literally meant to be halfway between the two. That's like that's why people get confused with it. What am I looking at? I'm looking at iron gear wheels, and I can never remember. I can put modules. So that would get up to 5.8. Could have more beacons on it. So we've got... How many do we need? 0.4. Oh, that's not the right one though, is it? We need the green. We need to know what the maths is on that. For the green machine. So that would... Oh. Thing. That would need 0.6. So if we were doing 6, 12, 18, so 3.6. So if it's making 4, we're happy, and that would be making 6.69. So we would have loads spare. Okay. probably thinks we don't need that, but yeah, we don't need that. But do we need that one? No, yeah, no, we can get away with just one. Okay. So, if we can get this outputting, let's do it there. Yeah, that'll do. So if we go, because we can use now. Oh, we don't need to, do we? Because we want half belted, really. In fact, probably better to combine it. Let's do it that way. So if we bring the copper in there, bit ugly. In fact, if I'm doing it, in fact, that needs to be a blue one anyway for now. Put it there, maybe? And then... No, don't fit. Don't fit, does it? If it don't fit one way, by turning it around, it's not going to fit either way, is it? Let's put it there. Oh! Get more attacks, is it? Yeah. Then that goes there. I just finished this off on overtime, and there we go. I love this. This is like amazing. It's sort of just brilliant. Such a simple thing. And I am a big fan. I think I'm going to move it again. Because I want the iron to come in. Yeah. If we do that. And then I move that there. And then we can have the iron there. Is this going to supply enough for these ones? 2.85, 0.35, so that would be 0.7, 1.1, 1.05 rather. Yeah, so that's more than enough. Cool. I don't suppose it's delivered any iron plate, is it? No. Oh. Oh yeah, it has. Wow. Okay. There's me bad-mouthing the boss. And they've done the business. Done the business. We're going to need this for green as well, aren't we? So, oops. Don't blow it up. Seem to be arbitrarily doing my filtering. You know, different ways. That. Oh, train's gone. Because we're going to need like a belt for each, like one for green and one for red science. Sort of work itself out, I think. So that's available for green. I'm going to run out of belt. Okay. Where are you coming down? You're coming down. Oh, no. There. Okay, and then let's copy and paste that because we want the Same deal. Copper's not arrived. Interesting. Why not? It's had similar sort of time. Did I not turn the copper trains on? Ah, that's wrong. It's because I copy pasted it, didn't I? Trains arriving? Trains arriving. Cool, okay. Hmm. So, on that. And where do you need to come in? You need to come in. No. Okay, so that is. How many? Oh, so I didn't see that. How many packs per week? How packs per minute are you aiming for? So I've going with about 4 per second, which is what? I don't think I will. I think blue and purple and stuff might just defeat me for the time being, till we get foundries back. But what would that be? 60, 120, 240 then. Or a long way behind. So I'm sort of hoping that the red, green, blue, like overproduction, and then if we can get some purple rolling, then and gold, then we'll be able to catch up a bit. Yes. For a second then. I say it's kind of I'm thinking of it more in terms of when we get foundries and when I've got level 3 beacons and stuff. It's probably be for a second then. Because it's easy to match that on the other planets. No Friday Fracks, sad week. Yeah, I thought we might be getting it again. I don't know what was going on really. It just seemed very random. I did wonder, because Clona mentioned about neck injury or something, so I sort of wondered maybe if he'd basically almost written it. You know, he'd almost written the Friday Facts, and then whatever that injury was, you know, didn't publish it rather than writing it, and then went on holiday. So when they got back, just set it live almost. You know, added in the bit about the bugs and all that sort of stuff. Meaning for, you know, game bugs rather than beta bugs. Oh, here comes the iron. Copper coming too, or kinda. But yeah, I say it just felt a bit sort of random to suddenly do that. And then I was fully expecting, I was literally sat there. I think I said I had to go and pick up my glasses. I was fully sat there at 12 o'clock refreshing, you know, the site, expecting another one, because the other bit they've not talked about, which is exactly related to the Vitas, is the combat changes. In that the you know, the combat shotguns had massive amount of buffing, and you know, they've done all of that stuff, and that's like the perfect follow-up. You know, that's like the, not only did we change the Vitas, we've made the combat a bit easier as well. Come on, where's this copper? Oh, it's all blocked. Okay. Yes, take it as read that we have red sites made. Yeah, the upgraded changes change up all. The upgrades change up all lines. Yeah. Cool. So yes, take it as read that we're making red science. The basic, I use this pattern now basically everywhere. It's probably overkill because of the whole, I say, they got the diminishing returns for more beacons. I could probably get rid of 1 or 2 of them, but I just quite like slapping them in, really. So we'll do very similar for green science, probably have one extra machine on each, and we'll move this as a separate build, making the two belts and inserters. Because I'm pretty sure a single machine of each will keep up, but we'll see. We're not going to train in. I probably won't make, because when you get the EMP and stuff, it changes so much with the builds that making red and green science circuit builds now is a little bit redundant, and it really won't be that long. The planets just seem really quick to me now. It's that thing I said, they don't have a lot of depth to them. So yeah, they always seem a little bit quick now. Steel. Yes, so during the week I will. Oh, actually, I've done that. I was in my head. No, that was on the other end, even though I'd literally done it a minute ago. Okay. So maybe I'll make the green science build like here. Yeah, we'll do that and then we'll hop it over. So I thought I was taking the belts the other way when I was hooking these up. Oh, doesn't matter. Yeah, so we'll get the red and green running. That'll be very quick. I will almost certainly do blue, black military, however you want to phrase it. I'm not. Will I stick them in here? The other reason for capturing all this space was so that we could do, train-based building, basically. Yeah, I could, maybe stick them in there or something. I don't know. But yes, I will work all that out, and I'll probably do that during the week. I won't probably stream that because it's just normal science builds. But we will leave the Biter Zoo, what I've got planned there, and building the platform for next week. I think that's where I'll try and get to. So those are the next two jobs we need to do. I guess we could. Are we making science packs yet? Yeah, we've got a couple flowing. We don't really have very many modules, do we? Yeah, so we can tick that one off, I think. Boop. So I'll do all of these ready for next week. It probably means also scaling things up, making more steel builds and stuff like that. At some point, I'm going to have to face the fact that even with Blue Belt, this is not an efficient use of these patches. I'm going to have to probably split it into two, which is a bit of a pain in the backside. But yeah, they're just too big basically for one train station to be the ideal. But we'll face all that later. Cool. So that's it, I think, for today. Next Saturday, you see what I mean? I'm massively zoomed in because it fiddled with all the settings. It's now super zoomed in on my face. Let's see if I can dynamically fix that. If I do that, and then something like that. It's because when I've done the update on, oops, something like that. No, that's wrong. On the camera software, and it's like it's changed all the settings, and I didn't realise until it was like well, not 5 minutes, but 20 minutes before the stream. Okay, yes, so that's it for this week. I say I will be back next Saturday. What I was tempted to do, if I don't know, I might try and do some, swarmdustry, whatever it's called. Will I? How am I going to play this? I was tempted to, because it launches on Thursday. It launches on the 20th. Yeah. So I was wondering about doing a launch stream, basically. I've got a very strange work week coming up. It's going to be weird. I don't even know if I'll be here, basically. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll look at my calendar, sorry. So might do a Swarmdustry stream during the week. when it launches. I'm not expecting it to be like massive, you know. Maybe people will be really keen, but it is very Factorio-like. I say that's kind of why I'm particularly interested in it. And has just used the control screen, which a lot of them should do. They should stop trying to reinvent the wheel and just know that Factorio has the best wheel. So yes, that's theoretical. If I don't do it on Thursday, I'll probably do it as the Saturday stream. I'm still very keen to play Snacktorio as well. That was a lot of fun. But yes, so those are my sort of options for next Saturday, which will be the non-Factorio stream. Sunday, as I say, we will pick up, and I will hopefully have put in all of the red, green, blue, military, purple and gold builds, and I can just show you those to you. We'll go and turn those biters into captive biters, not literally, but in make a zoo, and build the platform, go to Volcanus, and hopefully be a bit more on track. Yeah, and then we should probably finish Volcanus by the end of August. A couple of weeks on Folgora, a couple of weeks on Gleba, Aquilo sometime in October, something like that. I do have holiday coming in October. Yeah, so that's all the schedules, updates on the schedules. If you want to catch the VODs of this series or any of the series I'm currently doing, all of the random streams and all that sort of stuff, as well as if I do things like, you know, videos on other games, they will all go on my second channel, which is the VODs and Sods channel, Trickles VODs and Sods. So you need to go and subscribe there. If you want to catch my regular stuff, I do in particular videos on lore speculation for Factorio, a few random sort of small tutorials. What else do I do on there? There's the archive of all the other VOD series, you know, all the live stream series, which is loads and loads of stuff for Factorio. I'll also be starting a new series, looking at the graphics basically, but it's more about how the machines work. I think that's all coming in. Well, autumn. It's been delayed a lot because the British summer has been horrendous, and I've had to have my aircon and fans on, which makes recording very difficult. But all of that stuff, all of the pre-recorded videos will return in the autumn/winter. If you wanted to follow me on socials, Blue Sky's the only one I post to. And I basically don't post there anyway. There is a Discord if you really wanted to join that. And the intention of that was to flip it more to talking about speculation, so your ideas on speculation, about Factorio lore, just so that you can chat about it. It literally has two channels on it, so it's quite a simple Discord. If you wanted to do that, again, I'm not really a social media person, so I'm not massively active there. So yeah, that's all my self-promo stuff, I think. Just looking at it, trying to look at the list. Cool. Yep. So if you have been watching, I hope you enjoyed it. You might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio version 2.1. Thanks for watching. Cheers.